Have you ever looked at someone else's life and quietly wondered, why can't my life be like that? Maybe it was the expensive car, the beautiful house, or the life that seemed to have everything you were missing. But what if one ordinary conversation could completely change the way you measure success? Because sometimes the biggest thing standing between us and happiness isn't what we have. It's what we keep looking at. And for one man, that simple conversation revealed something about his life he had never noticed before. At 27, Adam owned a cozy neighborhood coffee shop that had become a favorite in his town. Every morning, familiar faces filled the shop, greeting him as the smell of fresh coffee drifted through the room. His business was growing, he earned a good living, and after years of hard work, he had built a comfortable life. By most people's standards, Adam was doing well. But Adam didn't see it that way. Whenever he noticed someone driving a better car, living in a bigger house, or enjoying a life that seemed more exciting than his, he couldn't help wondering what he was missing. The more he compared, the less satisfied he became with everything he had already built. Then, one day, an invitation arrived that would give Adam a closer look at the life he thought he wanted. A few weeks later, Adam received an invitation to his friend Jason's birthday party. Jason owned a successful luxury car dealership, and Adam was genuinely happy for him. That evening, he arrived at a beautiful mansion surrounded by expensive sports cars. Inside, guests wore designer suits, elegant dresses, and luxury watches while laughter filled the room. Jason welcomed Adam warmly, introducing him to everyone without ever making him feel out of place. But as the night went on, something changed inside Adam. He looked around and quietly wondered, why don't I have this life? On the drive home, the question stayed with him. He stopped thinking about the coffee shop he had built, the customers who loved it, or how far he had come. All he could see was what he didn't have, and from that night on, every luxury car, expensive house, and perfect-looking life became another comparison. The more Adam looked at what others had, the harder it became to appreciate what was already his. As the weeks turned into months, Adam's coffee shop continued to grow. More customers walked through the doors each day, his profits steadily increased, and people often recommended his café to friends and family. Everything he had once dreamed of was slowly becoming a reality. By all appearances, Adam was living a successful life, but he couldn't see it. Every new milestone only made him look toward the next thing he didn't have. A bigger house, a luxury car, a more successful business. He often found himself thinking, maybe when I become as successful as Jason, then I'll finally be happy. But the finish line kept moving. No matter how much his life improved, comparison continued stealing the joy from it. Then, on one rainy evening, just before closing time, someone quietly walked into Adam's coffee shop, and everything changed. The rain tapped softly against the windows as Adam began closing his coffee shop for the night. Just as he reached for the door, a man named Thomas quietly stepped inside. His clothes were worn, and his tired face showed that he had been through a difficult day. "I'm sorry to bother you," he said. "Could you spare some food or a little money? My children haven't had a proper meal today." Adam didn't hesitate. He packed fresh sandwiches, pastries, and drinks, then handed Thomas some money. Thomas looked at the food with genuine relief. "Thank you," he said. "You have no idea what this means to us." He turned toward the door, then stopped. "People like you remind me that I still have a lot to be grateful for." Then he disappeared into the rain. Adam stood silently by the window. For years, he had looked at people with bigger houses, better cars, and more successful businesses and felt like his life was falling behind. Yet here was a man who had almost nothing, walking home grateful simply because his children would have something to eat. Adam looked around his warm café, the full shelves, the comfortable chairs, the steady business he had built with his own hands. For the first time, he didn't think about what was missing. He finally saw what was already there, and for the first time in years. Adam stopped looking up. Adam couldn't stop thinking about Thomas. Long after the coffee shop had closed, one question kept returning to his mind. How had he spent so much time feeling poor when someone else saw his life as a blessing? For years, Adam had looked at people with bigger houses, better cars, and more money. But that night, he looked at his own life differently. He had a successful coffee shop, a warm home, loyal customers, a steady income, food on his table every night. Things he had stopped noticing because he was too busy looking at what other people had. And then it finally hit him. Comparison hadn't just stolen his happiness, it had hidden his blessings. Adam didn't wake up richer the next morning. His coffee shop hadn't suddenly become more successful. Nothing around him had changed, but the way he saw it had. And sometimes that's all it takes to realize you were never as far behind as you thought. From that day on, nothing about Adam's life changed on the outside, but everything changed within him. He still woke up early, opened his coffee shop, greeted his customers, and worked just as hard as before. He still wanted to grow his business and build a better future, but he stopped looking sideways. Instead of wondering, why do they have more than me? He began asking himself, how lucky am I to have what I once prayed for? A busy cafe no longer felt ordinary. Loyal customers no longer felt like something to overlook. Even the simple warmth of a morning coffee became a reminder of how much he already had. As Adam's story comes to an end, remember this: there will always be someone richer than you, and there will always be someone quietly praying for the life you already have. Adam didn't need a better life. He needed to see the value in the one he already had. And maybe that's the question worth asking yourself today. What is one blessing in your life that you've been too busy comparing to appreciate? If this story meant something to you, like the video and subscribe to Beyond Tales for more stories with lessons worth remembering. And the next time you catch yourself wishing for someone else's life, pause for a moment. You might already be living something you once prayed for.